Hey guys, hope you're doing well again. It's been a short while, hasn't it? Well, let me tell you a little bit. Wait, I'm just gonna double check that. Yep, this is recording. You can hear me well, hopefully. Um, yeah. Well, so what have I been up to then? Well, as you probably know if you've read the community posts, I've just been focusing on getting the last two bits of the project management course done, and they're done now. I completed them. I probably completed them realistically like about 2 weeks ago now. But yeah, and so I've been kind of just chilling, celebrating a little bit, getting some stuff done, getting to some concerts, and but I've also kind of been sitting here and being kind of like, I've had the main things I need to have done. So now I've kind of been sitting around for a couple of days, been like thinking like, what do I do next? Like, what's the next kind of big goal I've got? And taking some time out of like not uploading a video each week, it's actually been incredibly beneficial. I've generated like loads of different ideas. Like these are like a bunch of different ideas I came up with, but also like because it was playing at the back of my mind, like what will I record next week? What will I do next week? What will I do this? And not having that has been fantastic because I have just been able to focus on just one thing. Um, Saying that, I've been focusing on the project management course, but I have been also distracting myself by watching the 22-hour video that Charlie Morgan did about how to, become a millionaire. And that has been very, very helpful for me. I've been taking so much of that in. I found that I've been bored, but what I've realised is that perhaps boredom in this case, maybe not in all cases, but at least in this case, maybe I find that I'm bored, not because I don't have anything I'd want to do, but because I have one thing I really want to do and I haven't been able to access it. So sometimes, I've literally like listened to like one of the videos for like 3 hours or something in a day, and my mind is like cooked and I can't really do anything, and I don't really want to listen to it anymore because I've just I've done it for so long in the day, and then I can't really do anything, and I kind of feel bored, and I'm like sitting there going like, what's the what's the activity I can do that will give me the highest return from doing it, and then I don't actually ever follow really through on that. But yeah, I've done the project management stuff. I should be hopefully like getting in contact with a bunch of different workplaces over the next like couple of weeks. Hopefully be getting a job as well, because the group I did it with, they give a recruitment kind of thing for it or whatever. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's pretty good actually. Like I've completed the kind of the main big thing that I've really needed to do to progress everything forwards. Um, One of the things I have been doing, so as I've been watching these Charlie Morgan videos, I set up, he says to use Google Chrome, but I hate Google Chrome. So I've set up my own like Google Calendar. I've got like, this is basically what every single week now consists of. And I know that my time gaps to work are these times. I won't be able to do this when I go into a project management job, but what I can do is I can at least start out somewhere, and then when my business, oh yeah, I probably haven't told you guys really, but I'm gonna start a business. Um, yeah, so I've been watching the millionaire thing, and I've realised that probably in order to do what I want to do in my life, I do need to make some kind of business. I either need to do really well in a previously established business, and then get to a high position in that I can then generate a lot of money, or I need to create a business which creates a lot of money. And I've been thinking about doing the latter. So what my plan is that I'm going to work in my project management job and do a fantastic job, learn loads, and then very occasionally, like maybe like 1 or 2 hours every week, just work on the project of the my other job, like my business, and then I can then at some point if my well, when the business exceeds the income that I'll get from the project management job, which is probably like in 3 years' time or something, then I'll then move to doing that as my full-time job, and then something like this will become much more helpful. But this is how I've set my things out now. I've only got schedules here, and I've got like and I'm using like all the same stuff. I've got one place where I keep all of the stuff like that. What else is there? Yeah, I've got, so this is one of the things I made myself. I've made like a war plan, just like Sam Evans, got those things, and then I then put all these in, and then I've also put the rice, the kind of priority list thing. I've also included actions. This is a new thing, and then I'm gonna start a new tab called trackers. But I might do the trackers on my I might just do that like in a physical notebook like this or something. Yeah, I'm pretty happy that, because at the end of the day I want to affect change in the world. I want to make the world a better place. And I've been thinking for the longest time that I could do that through YouTube, through making consistent videos about, say, self-help or about politics, to obviously, in my viewpoint, make content that makes people think in ways that are helpful and conducive to the whole of society and for the flourishing of the human race. But I'm kind of more so kind of giving up on that, because I think that maybe I can do a better job earning a lot of money and then using that money in ways that affect change positively, because money is power, and yeah, if I can have more power, I can exert my wants and needs onto the world more, and then, because I think that my wants and needs are pretty much aligned with a lot of humanity and are very helpful for humanity, I can affect change positively. So yeah, that's kind of what I've really been up to. Physically, haven't really changed. Still got a bloated belly. You probably can't see, but you can hear this. That's my nice bloated belly. Socially, met up with my friends a few times. Mentally I'm doing better. I've got a lot more clarity, got a lot more just zoning in, purpose. Financially, yeah, I finished the exams. I was so happy with myself. I was so pleased with myself. I'm really proud of what I've been able to achieve, and hopefully I should be going into a job soon. And yeah, that's kind of really been it, really. That's yeah. So I think I'm going to not necessarily retire this YouTube channel, but I'm going to spend a lot less time on it. I'm not going to do the weekly uploads. I'm still going to try and make videos sometimes if I think there's something that's valuable that I've thought, or X, Y, and Z, and I'll do that. But this isn't primarily the place where I now put my effort and focus into to try and make the world a better place. And it feels good. It feels good that I don't have to kind of split my brain up into thinking I've got to do this thing and that thing. It's so cool that I can just focus on one thing and get good at that, and then just be done. So to give you guys an idea about how I'm gonna do things moving forward, well, just like with all this planning stuff here, I've got a year overview, and then I will then, maybe I'll do this, but maybe I won't. Maybe I will when I've got when I've actually got my business and I'm properly dedicated to that. But I'm just going to do what I was already doing anyway, which is to just focus on one activity and just do as many things in that activity to get that completed, and then move on to the next one. And I'll just keep on doing that. For instance, if I go back to this, and this is another thing, I've I've made only the Firefox, literally just, I'm going to only have a maximum of 3 tabs open each time. Nothing else is on here. This will just be for business. I'll have these other ones which are are terrible and disgusting, but this will just be kept super clean. Nothing else on this. But with this, this is what the actions tab is going to be. So, for instance, when I think about what the next thing is that needs to push me forward in my life, it's that I need to learn to drive. So I'm learning to drive, but I haven't got my theory yet, and that's the first thing I need to get in order to get, like if you think backwards through it all, I need to have the license, and how you get the license is you do the theory and the practice. You need to do the theory before the practice. So in order to do the practice, you need to do the theory. So I've then broke it down to I need to pass my driving theory. And this is what I've been writing along the sides. So what's the subject? It's driving theory. What needs accomplishing? I've got to pass the theory exam. What repeatable thing can I do to reach this goal? I can revise questions to get them right in the theory exam and take 1 or 2 or 3 marks to see how well I do in the real thing. And then I'll know when I'm ready. What is a pessimistic time frame? So this is like you do a normal time frame and then you times that by, say, 1.5 to maybe even 4 times. So I'm saying it's going to roughly take me about 5 weeks. How I found out what the normal time frame was just asking ChatGPT how long it takes people on average to revise for these things. And then I just used that, and then I just extended it. And once I knew that, I could then know, okay, sure, like, it's going to take me 5 weeks. How many times will I need to repeat a repeatable thing in order to get good at this thing? And there's an app that I've got on my phone. My phone's connected up there, so you can't really use it. But on that, it effectively says about how there's 700 questions that can be given to you, and so I'm just gonna do them. It's an app called 4-in-1 driving app on it's for the UK, and I'm just gonna sit there and I'm just gonna every day do them. Well, I say that, but then, as you can see, yesterday I did 0. So today I've got to do. We're jumping ahead. So I've got to do 700, but often it repeats ones that you get wrong. So let's just say it's 1,000, just for the sake. And I think when I've done 1,000 questions, I'll be all right for the exam. So it's 1,000 questions over 5 weeks, which is, you divide it up into the days. That's 1,000 questions for 35 days, which comes out to about 28 questions per day. That's all I need to do. The only thing I need to do in order to get where I need to go is to do a minimum of 28 questions every single day, and in 5 weeks' time, I will be good enough to pass the exam. That's all I need to think. So this is a lot more my kind of philosophy for all this now. It's what I'm doing now is I'm just eliminating as many things as I possibly can that are just not the thing I need to do. I'm making everything linear, so that, for instance, I can't work on DJing unless I've got this driving thing done. I can't work on a YouTube video unless I have this driving thing done. I can't do X, Y, or Z. I can't start business stuff until this is done. And so it also helps give me motivation, because I think to myself, okay, even if I don't want to do the thing I'm doing right now, it will lead, there's this other thing I want to do, and there's this other thing, and there's this other thing I want to do. So I need to just get this done, so then I can go and do those things. And it's a bit like a roadmap. You can't, if you were literally on a road and you had to get from one destination to another, and you have to go through certain stops. You can't just go to 30 different places around the one destination you get to. You need to go through each kind of checkpoint in the whole trip in order to get to the end. And you can't just go to the end and then go to a checkpoint that's earlier on. You've got to work out what this kind of long road is, or this chain is, And then you can think about like as a car, you've got to just drive through each of the destinations and just do them and get them done, and then you can move on to the next one. Or you can think of it as like, it's like metaphorically, like I'm holding like a giant iron chain, and I'm pulling it towards myself, and tied into each of the sections of the chain are like activities or things I've got to do. So for instance, right now it's learn to drive. Later on it will be like, it might be, for instance, completing a practitioner's part in project management. It might also not be. Well, I mean, it's like I think the cost of it's something like £600, or maybe like £1,000. I don't know. So I might just do it, seeing as though that's free. That's provided for free to me from the people who I've done this course with. But also, it doesn't necessarily even help me. We'll see. But yeah, so like, effectively, all I need to do is just to focus on one thing. And then it's like there's a giant chain, and right at the end of the chain is like basically being like a multi-millionaire. And all I need to do is just work out where on this chain are each of the things I need to accomplish in order to get to that final goal. And I just need to linearly pull the chain, get to that activity that I need to do, struggle with it, find it really hard, solve it, and then move on to the next one. Just do that again and again and again and again and again until we get to that end point. So that's my mindset behind it as well. Secondly, another kind of principle that I'm thinking is one of basically using planning documents as a way to not have to think about the world. So, for instance, if I just stick to this routine, I just follow that, I can get what's this, like, it's like 4 hours done, and then effectively like another 2.5, that's 6.5 hours, and then if I did use some of this time here, that's another 2 hours. I could work for 8.5 hours during the day, and for most days, and this comes up to like 38 hours or something, and that's without using, that is using like 4 hours on Saturdays, but that's also like, still going and exercising, still seeing friends and family on like a weekend, still having a full day to myself just to rest, still going to my mum's and having dates and reviewing like how I'm doing and stuff. It still allows for so many things, and all I do is I just have to follow this. And then secondly, this is the real key thing I'm thinking, is that I was really good at revising and doing like hard work towards the exam, both the exams I had to take, and that was because I was able to break them down into repeatable actions, and because I could just then wake up and go, okay, well, like, I need to spend 4 hours doing this thing, I need to spend 4 hours and then the next day I need to spend 4 hours doing that thing, and then the next day I need to spend 4 hours. All that is it's just, I just have to sit down and I just have to repeat a certain action. And that's kind of easy because you can, because it's just formulaic and you can just follow the formula and you don't have to really think. Because as soon as you have to think about it, you're then inviting so many other ideas into your brain about things. And so that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to find... Sorry, Joseph. I cannot talk right now. Nice. So that's also what I'm doing. I'm spending time just finding what are the kind of repeatable actions I can do, because if I can break it down into very simple things, then it seems so much easier. Me going on my phone and doing 28 questions worth of driving questions is nothing. I can do that in half an hour or something. And I mean, the risk I'm finding now is I'm oh yeah, I can do that in half an hour, so it's fine. I'll just do it anytime. And then, as you saw, Like yesterday I didn't do it. But this is effectively how I'm kind of now dealing with things. I set myself like 4 hours in the morning, I wake up, and I just kind of, that's not the right thing, I just kind of do it. We'll see how this goes, because the more and more stuff I give myself, the more likely it is, even as just by the definition of inviting more things into it, is that I'll more likely not do them. So we'll see if I do still do visualizations or something. Honestly, I haven't even done it yet. Being fully transparent with you. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, like this is the main thing that I'm basically just doing. I'm breaking it down into how long something should take, being more pessimistic with it, and then looking at how many kind of repeated actions I need to take on something, and then dividing that up, and then working out how many it is, which is just 28 questions a day, and then I'm then tracking it so that I actually have something like I have to keep to. And then I've added in mock exams. Can you also tell that I'm new to learning how to do all this Excel stuff? That's another thing that I should learn as well. But yeah, so that's everything that I'm up to. And then once this is done, once this is ticked off, once I've completed it, I'll just make another subject, and I'll put probably another subject here, and I'll write blah 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 blah. Come up with a new thing, put it here, blah 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 blah, and then I'll make another table just like that, track it, just focus on it, not really do anything else, and then that'll be done. And yeah, it's basically just that kind of linear thing. Like, I think the next thing I'm going to do is work on my health and fitness stuff. I'm going to try and find a way how to kind of actually make it far less friction, like give myself less friction and give myself whatever I need to actually kind of start exercising regularly, and also streamline my food and like health and all that stuff. So I think that'll be the next stage for me. But yeah, so this might be the last video for a while. I think I'm going to try and do a review of my experience with IT career switch, so that you can have an understanding about whether they might be good for you as well. But yeah, I mean that's effectively it. It isn't a goodbye, as I'm sure I'll probably see you guys again. But it is just to give you a good understanding about what I'm thinking currently and where I'm planning to go, and the tools and resources that I'm using. But yeah, there's this video by a guy called Charlie Morgan. It's 22 hours long. It's called like Guide to Becoming a Millionaire or something like that. And I've just been spending kind of my time religiously like looking at that. I've also been reading. I've read quite a lot. Yeah, I've been enjoying everything. But yeah, so it is a bit of a kind of see you in a bit later, but we'll see. Anyway, I love you guys very much. Thank you for all of the videos that you've all watched. I've probably had about 13 people who've maybe like loyally maybe looked through this stuff, so thank you very much. But yeah, I'll see you guys another time, and hopefully it'll be fantastic news. And if it won't be, it'll be learning experiences anyway. Yeah. Love you all. See you in a bit.